Family greetings, welcome back to my channel. I hope everybody is well during this pandemic. A 13-year-old boy was shot and killed by the Chicago Police Department. Okay, this 13-year-old boy is a member of the Latino community in Chicago in the area known as Little Village. Okay, apparently the police were on a routine patrol and they spotted some people acting suspiciously, and so they decided to give chase. Upon giving chase, the police actually exchanged gunfire and ended up hitting the young man, wounding him fatally. Okay, now it's so strange that this took place in the area known as Little Village because, as you all know, recently the Latin Kings gang in Chicago actually banned black people from entering the business establishments or even walking through Little Village. All right, this was during the George Floyd protests, in which there was a lot of looting going on in the surrounding cities, and so the Latin Kings gang was contracted by the members of Little Village to actually keep black people out of the area because they were spreading this perception that black people were responsible for the looting and the vandalism. All right, despite the fact that groups like Antifa were directly responsible and was seen on video committing acts of vandalism and actually looting stores. But family, basically, I wanted to say that during this process, the Latino community took a position that, black people were like the enemy of the state. All right, they actually said they didn't want any black people in the area, and they started to actually echo some of the sentiments of white supremacists. All right, and as our good brother Tariq Nasheed has said, there are many people who are non-African American who actually try to assume the role of white supremacy. All right, you see this sometimes in the Asian community where they actually try to show insensitivity towards blacks, and oftentimes you see this in the Latin community or the Latino community, in which at times they will marginalize blacks and even alienate blacks in their own city. Okay, and so what this is actually proving to the Latino community is that white supremacy in law enforcement does not discriminate between minorities. Okay, and so they are going to be treated as second class citizens in the same way that African Americans have been treated like second class citizens. Okay, the reality is Africans as well as Latin Americans actually face the same sentiments of white supremacy in the global community. All right, we often like to pretend that our struggles are not the same, right? Namely, the Latinos sometimes pretend that they are not black and they pretend that they are not involved in the discrimination. But the reality is, white supremacists regard all of our groups as being less than the white citizenry. All right, and so I just wanted to mention this. Also, I just decided I would do a casual YouTube search about 13-year-olds who were charged with crimes, right? And if you do this search on YouTube, check how many 13-year-olds have been charged with crimes and actually identify their race. All right, what you will find is that in the first maybe 30 videos or 40 videos, there are different incidents of black or African American children who have actually been charged as an adult. All right, there's no other race who is treated this way. Family, let me know your thoughts in the comments below about all these dynamics. One love.